Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथं वितन्तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदां सहगमनं श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते भक्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णविषयवितले प्रभुपादति प्रिय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामिने सुरक्षितरास्तु नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णविषयवितले विष्णुते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष वंदे श्री गुरु दिनकरं So we are reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are on Adi Lila, chapter 17. So we have taken a long time. We are still on Adi Lila. This is volume 2. Volume 2, more than 2 years maybe. 17. Okay, so this, we complete chapter 17, then this volume will be over. Shashi, you'd like to read the summary?
Hare Krishna. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. The 17th chapter, as summarized by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrit Prabha Bhashya, describes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime from his 16th year until the time he accepted the renounced order of life. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has already vividly described these pastimes in the Chaitanya Bhagavad. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes them only briefly. Vivid descriptions of some portion of his pastimes are seen in this chapter. However, because Vrindavan Das Thakur has not elaborately described them. In this chapter, we shall find descriptions of the mango distribution festival and Lord Chaitanya's discourses with Chand Kazi. Finally, the chapter shows that the same son of Mother Yashoda, Lord Krishna, tasted 4 transcendental mellows of devotional service in his form of Sachinandan, Nanda, the son of Mother Sachi. To understand Srimati Radharani's ecstatic love for him, Lord Sri Krishna assumed the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The attitude of Srimati Radharani is considered the super excellent devotional mentality. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself assumed the position of Srimati Radharani to taste her ecstatic situation. No one else could do this. When Sri Krishna assumed the form of the 4-armed Narayan, the gopis showed their respect, but they were not very interested in him. In the static love of the gopis, all worshipable forms but Krishna are rejected. Among all the gopis, Srimati Radharani has the highest ecstatic love. When Krishna, in his form of Narayan, saw Radharani, he could not keep his position as Narayan, and again he assumed the form of Krishna. The king of Brij Bhumi is Nand Maharaj, and the same person in Nandadweep is Jagannath Mishra, the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, Mother Yashoda is the queen of Braj Bhumi, and in the pastime of Lord Chaitanya, she is Sachi Mata. Therefore, the son of Sachi is the son of Yashoda. Sri Nityanand occupies an ecstatic position of parental love in servitude and fraternal attraction. Sri Advait Prabhu exhibits the ecstasy of both fraternity and servitude. All the Lord's other associates, situated in their original love, engage in the service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The same absolute truth who enjoys as Krishna, Shyam Sundar, who plays his flute and dances with the gopis, sometimes takes birth in a Brahman family and plays the part of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accepting the renounced order of life. It appears contradictory that the same Krishna accepted the static love of the gopis, and of course, this is very difficult for an ordinary person to understand. But if we accept the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we can understand that everything is possible. There is no need of mundane arguments in this connection, because mundane arguments are meaningless in regard to unconceivable potency. At the end of the 17th chapter, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, following in the footsteps of Srila Vyasadeva, has summarized all the Adi Leela pastimes separately. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So it's going to be very interesting, no?
Very interesting.
About Srimati Radharani. So Radhastami is coming now. So when devotee has posted one article by Srila Satsaridas Goswami Maharaj on Srimati Radharani and forward it in our group. Text Vande Swarai Swairad Mutteham Tam Chaitanyam Yat Prasadataha Yavana Sumanayante Krishna Nama Prajalpataha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even unclean Yavanas become perfectly well-bred gentlemen by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Such is the power of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I think we read somewhere was a Yavana. In one of the classes, Yavana and Malaj. What is a Yavana and what is a Malaj? Anybody remembers? I don't know from which class that was discussed. Who's a Yavana?
Mataji, as per my understanding, Muslims are called Yavanas because they say Haridas Thakur came from a Yavana family.
Right, so let's write it down. We read it somewhere. Maybe we'll have it on proper explanation. Yavana. Yavan is a meat eater. Alright, so if in India people are eating meat, therefore they're called Yavan, right? Who was eating meat? Malaj. And Malaj is someone who doesn't follow the Vedic principles. Disobey the Vedic principle. Read the purport. There is a persistent misunderstanding between caste Brahmanas and advanced Vaishnavas or Goswami, because caste Brahmanas or Smartas are of the opinion that one cannot become a Brahmana unless he changes his body. So meaning that you have to die and you take birth in a Brahmana family, then you become a Brahmana. As we have discussed several times, it is to be understood that by the supremely powerful potency of the Lord, as described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, everything is possible. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is as fully independent as Krishna. Therefore, no one can interfere with his activities. If he wants, by his mercy, he can convert even a Yavan, an unclean follower of non-Vedic principles, into a perfectly well-behaved gentleman. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, and everything else. This is actually happening in our propagation of the Krishna consciousness movement. The members of the present Krishna consciousness movement were not born in India, nor did they belong to the Vedic culture. But within the short time of 4 or 5 years, they have become such wonderful devotees simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra that even in India they well receive are perfectly well-behaved Vaishnavas wherever they go. Although less intelligent man cannot understand it. This is the special power of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, the body of a Krishna conscious person changes in many ways. Okay, let's see how it changes. Even in the United States, when our devotees chant on the street, American ladies and gentlemen inquire from them whether they are actually Americans, because no one could expect Americans to become such nice devotees all of a sudden. Even Christian priests are greatly surprised that all these boys from Jewish and Christian families have joined this Krishna consciousness movement. Before joining, they never regarded any principles of religion seriously, but now they have become sincere devotees of the Lord. Everywhere people express this astonishment, and we take great pride in the transcendental behavior of our students. Such wonders are possible, however, only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not ordinary or mundane. So long as we stick to the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, meaning that we chant Hare Krishna, that we associate with the devotees, that we read Srimad Bhagavatam, that we worship the deities, that we go to Vrindavan, Mathura on pilgrimage, beside the other things that we do, festivals, book distribution. Book, all of you are distributing books right now is Bhadra Purnima. All of you. Either you yourself, you donate for somebody, or you get others to donate for somebody and distribute the books, so that we can propagate this movement. So people change. So say even their bodies change, meaning they look nice instead of having, long hair, dirty clothes, torn clothes, right? They dress nicely. They feel up. So even in the United States, when our devotees chant on the street, American ladies and gentlemen inquire from them whether they are actually Americans. It's not to be expected that this will happen. Just like when we look at the Indians and they behave like Americans, we ask, are they Indians? Right? So similarly, the American, they ask, are they Americans? Sorry, 1 minute. Right, so we have text too. Amrita Radhe.
Yes, Mataji. You want me to read?
Yes.
Okay, Mataji. 17.2 Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Translation: All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. 17.3 Kaishorya Lilara Sutra Korila Ganana Yavana Lilara Sutra Kori Anukrama. Translation: I have already given a synopsis of the Kishore Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now let me enumerate his youthful pastimes in chronological order. 17.4 Vidya Saundarya Shadvesha Sambhoga Nritya Kirtane Prem Nam Pradane Cha Gaura Divyati Yavane. Translation: Exhibiting his scholarship, beauty, and fine dress, Lord Chaitanya danced and chanted as he distributed the holy name of the Lord to awaken dormant love of Krishna. Thus, Lord Sri Gaurasundara shone in his youthful pastimes. Text 17.5 Yavana Praveshe Angera Anga Vibhushana Divya Vastra Divya Vesh Malaya Chandana. Translation: As he entered his youth, the Lord decorated himself with ornaments, dressed himself in fine cloth, garlanded himself with flowers, and smeared himself with sandalwood. 17.6 Vidyara Adut Adut Hatya Kahora na kare ganana Sakala Panditaji ni kore Adhyapana. Translation: By dint of pride in his education, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not caring for anyone else, defeated all kinds of learned scholars while executing his studies.
This is sounding very beautiful and nice, right? So the description. So we can look at our God Nitai, right? This Keshora. So he's entering the Keshora's youth. So what did Mahaprabhu do? What did he do? So exhibiting his scholarship, beauty and fine dress. All right? Beauty and fine dress. So that's why we are decorating Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's such beautiful dresses. Vidya, education, Saundarya, beauty, Satvesh, nice dress. So how does he do? He decorates himself with ornaments, Vibhushana, ornaments, Divya Vastra. So he was wearing beautiful cloth, fine cloth. And he was wearing flower garlands and he had chandan. All right, so now we've got the picture in our mind when we do our deity service to go Nitai, Amrita Radhe.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so now you were seeing the deity, now you're seeing the description from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right, Rashmi, you want to read?
Yes, madam. Text 7. Vayu Vyadhi Chale Kaila Prema Parakash Bhaktagana Lana Kaila Vividha Vilas. In his youth, the Lord exhibited his ecstatic love of Krishna on the plea of disturbance of the bodily airs. Accompanied by his confidential devotees, he enjoyed various pastimes in this way. According to Ayurvedic treatment, the entire physiological system is conducted by three elements, namely Vayu, Pith, and Kapha, air, bile, and mucus. Secretions within the body transform into other secretions like blood, urine, and stool. But if there are disturbances in the metabolism, the secretions turn into kapha, mucus, by the influence of air within the body. According to the Ayurvedic system, when the secretion of bile and formation of mucus disturb the air circulating within the body, 59 varieties of disease may occur. One of such diseases is craziness. On the plea of disturbances of the bodily air and metabolism, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted as if crazy. Thus, in his school, he began to explain the grammar of verbs through Krishna consciousness, explaining everything in grammar in relationship to Krishna. The Lord induced his students to refrain from worldly education, for it is better to become Krishna conscious and in this way attain the highest perfectional platform of education. On these grounds, Srila Jiva Goswami later compiled the grammar Harinamrita Vyakaran. People in general consider such explanations crazy. Therefore, the Lord's purpose in his attitude of craziness was to explain that there is nothing within our experience but Krishna consciousness, for everything may be dovetailed with Krishna consciousness. These pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have been very vividly described in the Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhyakhand, chapter 1.
Right. Now, as we are going to read about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ecstatic pastime, so we can't figure out what he's doing. So here, Mahaprabhu is appearing as if he's crazy. Why are you doing this? So he acted as if crazy. So in his youth, the Lord exhibited his ecstatic love of Krishna on the plea of disturbances of the bodily airs. So externally he appeared crazy, but actually he was enjoying ecstatic love of Krishna. So we're going to gradually read about this. Yeah. Indira Radha cannot read. Let me read text 8. Tabeta kahila prabhu gayate gamana Ishvara purira sange tathai nilana. Thereafter the Lord went to Gaya. There he met Srila Ishvara Puri. So in his youth, so he was exhibiting his pastimes of education by dint of pride in his education. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not caring for anyone else, defeated all kinds of learned scholars while executing his studies. So he's studying, but at the same time, he's defeating all types of scholars. And we see this in India, young boys, amazingly so intelligent, super intelligent. And so India is it's a place where great scholars take birth, great Pandit, Vaishnav Pandit, they take birth. And when we read Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, also great Pandit for whatever purpose they come. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is among those who exhibited this scholarship. But of course, he's different from the others. And this we're going to read now. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya to offer respectful oblations to his forefathers. This process is called pinned down. In Vedic society, after the death of a relative, especially one's father or mother, one must go to Gaya and there offer oblations to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, hundreds and thousands of men gather in Gaya, daily to offer such oblations or shrad. Following this principle, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went there to offer pin to his dead father. Fortunately, he met Ishvara Puri there. People still go to Gaya. Here, this is 500 plus years. Hundreds and thousands of men still go to Gaya. Anybody knows?
Yes, Mataji.
They go.
Yes,
They-
Mataji.
Mataji. We
Okay.
have ritual to do Shraddha over there for our
Sorry?
forefathers.
We have rituals to go Gaya and do Shraddh for our forefathers.
It's okay, meaning that India is still following, right, this system. Otherwise, if we don't, and that was the concern of Arjun. It said, what did he say, Shikala?
तो पिंडों तक क्रियाएं नहीं कि मतलब फर्स्ट चैप्टर में अर्जुन कहते हैं कि अगर वर्ण शंकर पैदा हुई और नहीं हुआ तो श्राद्ध नहीं हो पाएगा तो मतलब श्राद्ध कौन करेगा अगर युद्ध हुआ तो बच्चे
Yeah.
मर जाएंगे और जेंट्स नहीं रहेंगे तो श्राद्ध कौन करेगा उनका
Yes, very risky when people no longer do Shraddh. Anyway, this is like a service. It's a service that the sons, I don't know, and daughters, I guess, they do to free their ancestors if they have done any mistake. Because living in this material world is very risky. You don't know when you may make a mistake. Padam padam yadvi padam nastesham. You know, willingly or unwillingly, knowingly or unknowingly, we commit sinful activities, and the result of the karma pursues us. And it can pursue us into the next life also, right? And we don't know where we may end up. So therefore, the sons specifically, when they are supposed to do this Pindadan, right? Shraddh ceremony. So of course, in Krishna consciousness, we offer Anadan in temples, right? We offer, if we don't have the opportunity to go to Gaya, so devotees, we offer Anadan in the name of the person departed soul, we offer. So that will come to the ancestor. So I heard Prabhupada explain, saying that people say, oh, the person is gone, is dead, and here on earth you are doing something. How is it reaching? So Prabhupada said that just like that time it was telex, right? He said just like you send money, right? You are staying in another country, but you are able to send money to somebody who's staying in another country, from one country to the next, and there is a method by which that money transfer is done, right? So he says, similarly, the Vedic knowledge is such that benefit from one place can be transferred to another place. So Srila Prabhupada explained this. So there is technology, just like now there's AI. Nobody dreamt of AI, right? Everything mechanical, and I don't know exactly what it is. Like right now we are using AI. We are viewing one another. We're in different parts of India, different parts of the world, right? We are in 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in, oh my God, we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different countries right now. So this is all happening, an exchange of knowledge from so far away, sharing of knowledge. Text 9. Shashi, you read?
दीक्षानंदारे लैला प्रेमारा प्रकाशा देसा अंगमाने पुनः प्रेमारा विलासा. In Gaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated by Ishwar Puri, and immediately afterwards he exhibited signs of love of Godhead. He again displayed such symptoms after returning home. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, accompanied by many of his disciples, he became sick on the way. He had such a high fever that he asked his students to bring water that had washed the feet of Brahmanas, and when they brought it to the Lord, drank it and was cured. Therefore, everyone should respect the position of a Brahman. as indicated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Neither of the Lord nor his followers displayed any disrespect to Brahmins. The followers of the Lord must be prepared to offer Brahmins all due respect. But preachers of Lord Chaitanya's cult object if someone presents himself as a Brahman without having the necessary qualifications. The followers of Lord Chaitanya cannot blindly accept that everyone born in a Brahman family is a Brahman. Therefore, one should not indiscriminately follow the Lord's example of showing respect to a Brahman by drinking water that has washed their feet. Gradually, the Brahmin families have become degraded because of the contamination of Kali Yuga. Thus, they misguide people by exploiting their sentiments. Text 10.
Yeah, 1 minute. So this is important, meaning respect Brahmanas, but we don't have to be overly respectful to false Brahmanas. I read which Purana somewhere was explaining how the degradation is gradual. Like now you are in this Puna, and then there is mixture in your family until finally the original seed, Brahminical seed, is completely lost. So that's why. So okay, just like we can come down, similarly we can go up also. So here Srila Prabhupada is explaining that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was definitely very respectful to Brahmanas, but not to false Brahmanas. Respectful to everybody, but not like this, wash their feet and drink their water. Charanamrit. So in Gaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated by Ishwara Puri, and immediately afterwards, he exhibited signs of love of Godhead. He again displayed such symptoms after returning home. So he got fever when he was coming from Gaya. So, meaning that he got initiated, and as soon as he got initiated, he started become like overly ecstatic. So he didn't actually fall sick. He just became ecstatic with his love of Godhead. And he was being respectful to the Brahmins. Text 10. Amrita Radhe?
Yes, Mataji, I can read. शची के प्रेम दान तबे अद्वैत मिलन अद्वैत पाइले विश्व रूप darshan. Translation. Thereafter the Lord delivered love of Krishna to his mother Shachi Devi, nullifying her offense at the feet of Advaita Acharya. Thus there was a meeting with Advaita Acharya, who later had a vision of the Lord's universal form. One day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting on the throne of Vishnu in the house of Srivas Prabhu, and in a mood of his own, he said, "My mother has offended the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya. Unless she nullifies this offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, it will not be possible for her to achieve love of Krishna." Hearing this, all the devotees went to bring Advaita Acharya there. While coming to see the Lord, Advaita Acharya was glorifying the characteristics of Mother Shachi Devi, and thus upon arriving, he fell down on the ground in ecstasy. Then, under the instruction of Lord Chaitanya, Shachi Devi took advantage of this situation to touch Advaita Acharya's lotus feet. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much pleased by his mother's action, and he said, "Now my mother's offense at the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya has been rectified, and she may have love of Krishna without difficulty." By this example, Lord Chaitanya taught everyone that although one may be very much advanced in Krishna consciousness, if one offends the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, his advancement will not bear fruit. We should therefore be very cautious not to offend a Vaishnava. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita has described such an offense as follows. यदि वैष्णव अपराध उठे हाथी माथा उपाड़े व छिंदे तार सुखी जाए पाता, as the mad elephant may trample all the plants in a garden, so by committing one offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, one may spoil all devotional service he has accumulated in his life. After this incident, one day Advaita Acharya Prabhu requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to display the universal form he had very kindly shown Arjuna. Lord Chaitanya agreed to this proposal, and Advaita Prabhu was fortunate enough to see the universal form of the Lord.
Oh, yes. So now this is about offenses. So Mahaprabhu, remember that Mahaprabhu, it has come as a teacher. It's come as a teacher. So lesson in the previous verse was about respecting, just I'm making a note also, respecting Brahmanas, right? And then second, here he's saying avoid, offenses to Vaishnavas. So it doesn't matter who you are, even you may be mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu was very strict. We cannot offend Vaishnavas. So let's read next. So, Rashmi, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. Text 11. प्रभुरा अभिषेक तबे करिला श्रीवास खाटेवासी प्रभु कैला ऐश्वर्य प्रकाश. Srivas Thakur then worshipped Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the process of Abhishek. Sitting on a cot, the Lord exhibited transcendental opulence. Abhishek is a special function for the installation of the deity. In this ceremony, the deity is bathed with milk and water and then worshipped and given a change of dress. This Abhishek function was specially observed at the house of Shiva. All the devotees, according to their means, worshipped the Lord with all kinds of paraphernalia, and the Lord gave benedictions to each devotee according to his desire. I carry on, Mataji. तबे नित्या स्वरूपेरा आगमन प्रभु के मिलिया पहला षडभुज दर्शन. After this function at the house of Srivas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu appeared. And when he met with Lord Chaitanya, he got the opportunity to see him in his six-armed form. The form of Shadbhuj, the six-armed Lord Gaurachandra, is a representation of three incarnations. The form of Sri Ramachandra is symbolized by a bow and arrow. The form of Lord Sri Krishna is symbolized by a stick and flute, like those generally held by a cowherd boy. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is symbolized by a sannyas danda and kamandalu or water pot. Srila Nityanand Prabhu was born in the village of Ekachakra in the district of Birbhum as the son of Padmavati and Hadai Pandit. In his childhood, he played like Balaram. When he was growing up, a sannyasi came to the house of Hadai Pandit begging to have the Pandit's son as his brahmachari assistant. Hadai Pandit immediately agreed and delivered his son to him. Although the separation was greatly shocking, so much so that Hadai lost his life after the separation. Nityanand Prabhu traveled on many pilgrimages with the sannyasi. It is said that for many days he lived at Mathura with him. And at that time he heard about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Navadvip. Therefore he came down to Bengal to see the Lord. When Lord Nityananda came to Navadvip, he was a guest at the house of Nandan Acharya. Understanding that Nityananda Prabhu had arrived, Lord Chaitanya sent his devotees to him. And thus there was a meeting between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu.
Okay. So now this is, so after this meaning of the Abhishek function now, so that's what happened, the history. So Nityananda Prabhu appeared, and that's going to be described somewhere else. And when he met Lord Chaitanya, he got the opportunity to sing Sadbuj, 6-arm form. We have seen that video of Chicharam Mahaprabhu, Sadbuj. We seen? Okay.
I have in my house. I have.
Oh, you have? On
Yes.
your altar?
Not altar. Not, there is no place. It's little big. I've kept in my room.
Okay, all right, all right. So now, let's look at this information. I hope everybody knows this, but I'm reading it again. How many of you have been to Mayapur? You have been to Mayapur. Amrita Radhe, you've been to Mayapur, yes? You've been to
Yes,
Ek Chakradham? Is it possible to put on your camera?
Yeah, Mataji, actually I keep walking while hearing, so sorry.
So, have you been to Ek Chakradham?
No, Mataji, I need your blessings so that I
Oh
can
my
go.
God. Oh, Ek Chakradham. So this is quite, 4-5 hours from Mayapur. So Ek Chakra, so my duty, Radha Banking Rai, I will post the picture in the group now. So they are from Ek Chakra Dham. So Nitai is the son of Padmavati and Hadai Pandit. And Nityananda is who?
Balaram.
Yes. So Nitai is Balaram. So when he was growing up, a sannyasi came to the house of Hadai Pandit and begged to have the Pandit's son as his brahmachari assistant. All right, so if you're a sannyasi, so actually, you must have seen that this boy is very qualified. And therefore, he wanted to train him to become a great devotee. That was the system. That was the system. So he was taking the child with him to train him. It's not just as a brahmachari assistant, not just to serve him, but to train him. This is a very important point. Extremely important point. Like I'm just thinking of the girls because I'm dealing with the girls, like parents, it's like, see, he's a boy and he's being trained in not just philosophy, but in good behavior. Good behavior means, that we are like an assistant brahmachari. Unless there's humility, how can you be well behaved? Right? So the girls also, they need to be trained at home. So here, Nitai is going with the sannyasi. He's leaving home. He's going with the sannyasi, and he'll be trained. Right? Similarly, the girls at home, they need to be trained to do menial work. We should not feel sorry that my daughter is picking up a broom and cleaning the house. And my boy also should do it. Right? When they join Hare Krishna movement, they have to do it. When they join, I'm saying, like when they live in the temple, they have to do it. They should be able to wash the pots. You ask all our Guru Maharajas, what did they do? Everybody wash pots. So you should not feel sorry, that your child is washing pots and cleaning the house, cleaning the yard. So Hadai Pandit immediately agreed and delivered his son to him. Although the separation was greatly shocking, So much so that Hadai lost his life after the separation. He loved his boy, but the culture was such that a sannyasi has come and asked for the son, and he knows he's entrusting the son to a great soul. And that this boy will progress and he will find his ultimate goal of life. He's not going to become a rich businessman. He's not going to become a rich, I don't know what, CEO, this one, that one. So he gave his son. Nityananda Prabhu traveled on many pilgrimages with the sannyasi. So he traveled on many pilgrimages with the sannyasi. It is said that for many days he lived at Mathura with him. And at that time he heard about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Navadvip. So Nitai was in Mathura, Vrindavan. So because he's going to holy places. So now when we go to Vrindavan, to Mathura, so this is place of pilgrimage. But he heard about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime in Navadvip. So what did he do? He left Mathura and he came to Bengal. He came to Navadvip. And he was a guest at the house of Nandana Acharya. Amrita Radhe, do you know where's the house of Nandana Acharya?
Yes, Mataji, I've had darshan. It's, I think, opposite Gopinath Mutt ashram in Mayapur itself. I think
Yeah.
I've stayed in that hotel also, ashram also.
Yes, so it is just down the road from the ISKCON temple. Yeah, Devahuti, you're staying in Mayapur sometimes, so you have done all this parikrama, Mayapur parikrama.
Yes, Mataji.
So Nandan Acharya is just down the road, leading to Ganga, right?
Yes. Nandan Acharya, I think, Mataji, see, I go there, I visit, but then if you are not there regularly, it's like now I told my husband that we should be doing this every twice a year and keep going there and spending time. We hear about the past time. By the time we are back and I go the next time, I said, oh, I think I visited this last time. Like Shantipur also, I have visited twice. But now, if I go, I will find Shantipur different. I will get to hear more pastimes from the localites, and it's every time it's an exploring thing. But if you ask me right now, Shantipur, I'll take a while because again I'm in material. Once you go there, it's a different experience altogether. Coming back, I'm lost. But
Yeah.
these places, yes, I visit. It's like walking on the road, going here, there, just with the chanting back. It's like a localite.
All right, all right. So Nandan Acharya, his house is just down the road
Okay.
from the temple, Mayapur temple. Understanding that Nityananda Prabhu had arrived now, Mahaprabhu, he got inside his heart that Nitai has come, and he sent the devotees find him, and there's a whole pastime about that. They couldn't find him, and Mahaprabhu himself went, and he took out Nitai from his hiding place. Understanding that Nityananda Prabhu had arrived, Lord Chaitanya sent his devotees to him, and thus there was a meeting between Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. You would love hearing Jai Patakara Maharaj tell this story of how they met. He's Rasika Vaishnava in pastime of Mahaprabhu. Okay, text 13. Prathame Shadbhuja Kanre Dekhaila Ishwara Shankha Chakra Gada Padma Saranga Venudhara One day, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited to Lord Nityananda Prabhu a 6-armed form bearing a conch shell, disc, club, lotus flower, bow, and flute. Oh my God, this is different. Tabe Chaturabhuja Haila Tina Anga Vakra, Dui Haste Venu Bajaya, Dui Shankha Chakra. Thereafter, the Lord showed him 4-armed form standing in free-curved posture. With 2 hands, he played upon a flute, and in the other 2, he carried a conch shell and disc. Tabeta Dvibhuja Kevala Vamshi Vadana Shamanga Pita Vastra Vajendra Nandana. Finally, the Lord showed Nityananda Prabhu his 2-armed form of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, simply playing on his flute, his bluish body dressed in yellow garments. Okay, so I know that other books will describe all this. So purport. Shri Chaitanya Mangala vividly elaborates upon this description. Alright, Divahuti, you can read 16.
Text 16.
16.
তবে নিত্যানন্দ গোস্বামীর ব্যাস পূজন নিত্যানন্দ দেশে কৈলা মুষল ধরন Nityanand Prabhu then arranged to offer Vyas Puja or worship of the spiritual master to Lord Sri Gaura Sundara. But Lord Chaitanya carried the plough-like weapon called Musala in the ecstasy of being Nityanand Prabhu. Wow. By the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu arranged for a Vyas Puja of the Lord on the night of the full moon. He arranged for the Vyas Puja or Guru Puja through the agency of Vyasadev. Since Vyasadev is the original Guru or spiritual master of all who follow the Vedic principles, worship of the spiritual master is called Vyasa Puja. Nityanand Prabhu arranged for the Vyasa Puja and Sankirtan was going on. But when he tried to put a garland on the shoulder of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw himself in Lord Chaitanya. There is no difference between the spiritual positions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu or Krishna and Balram. All of them are but different manifestations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. During this special ceremony, all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that there is no difference between Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu.
All right, let's read it again. Nityananda Prabhu, so now Vyas Puja. So this is Vyas Puja. So let's make a note so that quickly we can, everything, whatever is going on in our movements. There is some, it's the blueprint. All right. It's the blueprint for the Hare Krishna movement. Shichira Mahaprabhu is giving the blueprint. So, Nityananda Prabhu arranged to offer Vyas Puja or worship of the spiritual master to Lord Sri Gaura Sundar. But Lord Chaitanya carried the plough-like weapon called Musala in the ecstasy of being Nityananda Prabhu. Okay, so let's see here. By the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu arranged for the Vyas Puja of the Lord on the night of the full moon, which is what? What is that? Full moon?
Purnima.
Purnima. All right. So Vyas Puja is Purnima. Right? He arranged for the Vyas Puja or Guru Puja through the agency of Vyasadev. Meaning, who are we worshipping?
The original Guru.
Vyasdev.
Or
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes. So when we are worshipping the spiritual master, this Guru Puja, okay, so this is actually what?
Worshipping of Vyasadeva. Or
Yes,
Vyasa
worshipping
Puja.
of Vyasa. So Nityananda Prabhu arranged for the Vyas Puja and Sankirtan was going on. All right. So, meaning that when we are doing the worship, what should happen at the same time?
Kirtan.
Yes, Sankirtan. All right. But when he tried to put a garland on the shoulder of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw himself in Lord Chaitanya. So this is no difference between Lord Chaitanya and
Nityananda.
Nityananda. Spiritual position, they are both same. So, or Krishna and Balaram, all of them are but different manifestation of the Supreme Personality. During this special ceremony, all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that there is no difference between Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. It's a very important point.
But Mataji, I have a question. If there is no difference between Lord Chaitanya and Nityanand Prabhu, then the different type of forms that the Lord has shown, right, with 6 anga, then 4 anga, then the Chaturbhuj, Duibhuj. Why was this shown specifically to Nityananda? What is the significance of this?
But it's being shown to us also, right? We are reading about it, so it was in secret. And Krishnadas Kaviraj is writing about it, right? So he's exhibiting his different forms. So Balaram has come now. Advaita Acharya also is incarnation of the Supreme Lord, right? And here, specific point that is being made to all the devotees that Nittai or Nittai, they are non-different from each other. All right? So it's not that one is Jiva Atma. All right? Nittai is not Jiva Atma. This is the point. Nittai is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not Jiva. Is it okay? All right. Okay, let me see where we've reached.
Text 70.
All right, so we'll stop here then because these are all.
Mataji, can I ask some questions?
Yes.
Mataji, when Nityanand Prabhu met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time, no? Here. So they must have spoken something, no? To each other.
Well, we have to read it somewhere else. What did we like Krishnadas Kaviraj, he keep on saying it's described somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere text 3, I have already given a synopsis of the Kishori Lila of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now let me enumerate his youthful pasam in chronological order, right?
Okay.
So then, either he himself will describe later on, or he will say, okay, Vrindavan Das Thakur has described somewhere else, right? Or Mangala, that's Chaitanya Mangala, Shri Chaitanya Mangala is giving more description on all this, right? This Sadbhuj, Chaturbhuj, then Dvibhuj, all this is described in Shri Chaitanya Mangala. So I don't have all the answers because I have to sit and read all these books.
Okay, Mataji. And Mataji, one more question I have. In that 10th verse about the Brahman, Christian, who is showing respect to the Brahman. So for us, we should accept as an actual Brahman the people who are the devotees who are Brahman initiated and showing the Brahmanical qualities, correct, Mataji?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the other Brahmins which we see, like in India, when you go to visit any temple, they will be sitting outside. But if you just observe them for a little while, you don't think, you're not very impressed. They will be having pan in their mouth. They will be probably having bidi also, and tea they will be drinking. So those Brahmins, we just show them our respect, but we don't accept them as Brahmins. Is that correct?
Yeah, we respect them. The seed is there, all right? But they are deviating. We respect them. As it is, they are not very much respected, right? As it is. Hmm? So therefore, proper brahmanas, Prabhupada is saying this is his mission, right? To revive the head of society, meaning that you have knowledge. Brahmana means the intellectual class. So they should have knowledge of scripture. This is the number one thing. This is the Brahminical class. If they are doing the puja, they should know what they are doing. And they should be able to explain to you what they are doing. One of the reasons why, like I joined Hare Krishna movement, because, they come, they do the ritual, they can't tell you, answer any of your questions. They don't know what they are doing, right? So you can't be ignorant. So that's why our pujaris, they need to know. They should have proper understanding of scripture. And they should be well behaved. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. So if they are to do the seva for the deities, they should strictly follow. I remember I heard Prabhupada's conversation. So Prabhupada was speaking, insisting on these. And then I don't know who it was conversing with Prabhupada. Said, how do we expect everybody to follow these principles? No meat eating and no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. Then Prabhupada said, at least some section of the society should be able to follow. So meaning that even in his own movement, it started with a few thousand, now it has spread with to lakh and lakh and lakh. Is it true that everybody who says they are follower of Hare Krishna movement is it true that they are actually following the 480 principles? Is it actually true, right? So
Actually, at least 90% must be following, maybe 10% might be falling behind with the
yes,
regulative principles, is what I'm saying. That's the
yeah,
basic.
yeah. So then Prabhupada says that at least one section, because if you are to go on the altar, now we have temples everywhere. If you were to go on the altar, do you know how much you have to shortlist? You know how much you have to shortlist? Because you have to be 100% following the regulatory principles. Then you have to shortlist, right? Yes, Amrita.
Mataji, I wanted some clarification regarding your comment that when I'm worshipping my God Nitai, so when I'm dressing them, so we should be meditating on the description of the Lord with the mood to serve. You were saying something in the beginning.
I was saying that, see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know him more as a sannyasi, right? But we are not worshipping him as a sannyasi. We are worshipping him all decorated, right? In our mind, when we think of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mostly we think of him as sannyasi, who is spreading holiness, is debating with this, scholar, that one, right? But Gornitai, actually, this is not his original form, the sannyasi form. That sannyas form is actually the mood of viraha bhav. He had taken the mood of viraha bhav in this sannyas vesh. But on our altars, we are worshipping Gornitai the way that is being described in this chapter. Right? Are you putting on, sannyas vesh on your Gornitai? Right? And Nitai, he was grihastha anyway. in the beginning, he was a brahmachari, what we read here, was a brahmachari, right? So you're not putting on brahmachari vesh on him, right? And Mahaprabhu, sannyas vesh. We are putting all fine cloth, garlands, and what's that? A bhushan, right?
Sandalwood paste. And all.
Yes. All types of jewelry, garlands, sandalwood. All right, this is what I mean. It was
Okay.
very nice for me to read this. I mean, I've heard, when we do the worship, then we are told, other pujaris, we are worshipping Gonitas as a grihastha, but to read it, it's so nice. It's really nice to read it. You say, oh, I think we are doing so many discovery when we are reading this Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? Things that we've been told from here and there, and then we read it with our own eyes, right? And if you have our memory card, then you can make, where to pull it from. So this is Charitamrita Adi Lila 17, and go looking which text has described it. So we have to take mental snapshot of all these description, right? Anyway, I'm feeling like reading the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita again. Soon. All right. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So when you ask question, it becomes more interesting, right? The rasa comes out. Hare Krishna. Meaning you're paying attention and you're thinking. Om Katalpatarungasya Kripasuyungasya Katalpatarungasya Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare
Hare Krishna.